So, disclaimer, spoilers, heavy spoilers ahead. You have to be caught up with your Game of Thrones. You have to have finished season 6 by now because that's what I'll be talking about. So, disclaimer. First, let's get this started. Season 6 was probably my favorite season. It was so good, you guys. It was so good. So the first thing I want to talk about is when it comes to the Night's Watch and Jon Snow and Alliser Thorne. I like how the reasoning behind what Thorne did is in a way kind of justifiable, because basically he thought that Jon was a threat. Like, he told everybody, his fellow knightsmen at the table during the episode, he was saying that Jon is a threat because he was basically letting in the wildlings into the South. So all their life, him and the people, with him have known, okay, wildlings are enemy, we must kill them at all costs, blah, blah, blah. So for their commander to just suddenly have a very, different relationship to them as to the past commanders, right? Or the past events, it's very threatening to them, so it's like it makes them uneasy. So they felt that they had to kill Lord Commander Jon Snow because they felt that the Night's Watch was kind of defeating its purpose. So to them, it was very honor bound. It was very like, I don't know. To them, they felt they were doing the right thing, him and his people, including Ollie. Oh man, Ollie. Next thing was the pledge. So when Brienne pledges her allegiance as a knight to Lady Sansa, Sansa looks over to Theon to get his she's just and Theon's to get his approval, his guidance. I love how their relationship has evolved, in a way. To me, it's like a pseudo brotherly love now that she has for Theon. I mean, even though some might say he doesn't deserve her forgiveness or love or whatever you want to call it, but I mean, they've been through some shit, and overall, Theon did help her escape. So, but I love that. I love how the trust is just now there. She looks at Theon for this approval, whether she, accepts Brienne as her knight. And another part of that scene also, I love when Sansa forgets a part of the line of the pledge that she has to give as a lady. Pod reminds her of the line. I forgot what the line is, and I love that because it just reminds you that Pod is he's a likable person, right? He is ultimately a good person. You think about all the characters in the show, they're so multidimensional, but some of them are very bad people, and this just kind of shines a light. It was like, you know what, Pod is alright, he's okay, he's a swell guy. Cersei Lannister. So in the episode, she gets word that a ship from Dorne is coming in. She goes out to the harbor or whatever, and she sees Jaime in the ship, and she finally realizes what has happened, the death of her daughter. And just you see just her face just become sullen. It's just such great acting from Lena Headey. and it's just wonderful. And then we cut back to them in the castle talking, and it's weird because Cersei, oh, her character is probably one of my favorite character arcs in the show, because she just lost her daughter, and she has lost two children before that. I'm sorry, one child before that. And she's obviously grieving, and she says like, oh, she was so good, and she wasn't full of cruelty or jealousy like herself. She thought that if she could bring something so good into the world, she wouldn't be as much of a monster, because that's how she views herself. I mean, she said it in the episode. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, this humanizes her character. It's just so, you know what I mean? Like, she's just not completely bad. She's just like any other human. More horrible human, but I digress. So yeah, and then she doesn't blame Jaime for the death of her daughter, because she gives power to the prophecy. I don't know if you guys remember. I can't remember if it was season 4, season 5, when they show like a flashback of her and a witch telling her, like, all your children are gonna die. So to her, there was nothing Jaime could have done. It's so, oh man, she's probably my favorite character. Yeah. Ending with Melisandre, I love that they showed the audience who she truly is. I love that they showed her in her moment of weakness, of vulnerability, right? Because she has lost her faith because of the death of Jon Snow. She said that she had seen him in the flames fighting at Winterfell, right? And she's dead. He's laying there in the room with all his, friends. And she sees this, and she's just, she has been stricken by this, Her beliefs are being challenged. And so she removes her necklace, and, she undresses. And then you get to see her true self. She's a very old woman, right? And I love this because it kind of changes the audience's thought of the wonder and the mystique that they give to Melisandre, right? The audience, especially the male audience, I like the fact that the tables are being turned. You know what I mean? They're probably like, yeah, that's right. Melisandre's gonna undress, she's so hot or whatever, and then you see, her true self. I love that. It's like a, like in your face type of thing to, the shallow, vapid men that are out there that are like, yes, Game of Thrones and the nudity and all of that. I love that they show her in her true form. Do not touch me. I am Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, the first of her name, the Unburnt, Queen of Meereen, Queen of the Andals and the Rhoynar and the First Men, Breaker of Chains and Mother of Dragons. Also, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea. Forgot about that one.